I came in here not realizing like how much I needed to see my own improvement in terms of my physical health. So just coming to that realization alone that I wasn't functioning at 100%, I wasn't even functioning at 50%, at the time that I started. And so that alone is just a miracle, having that realization that sometimes you think you're fine, but in reality, it's just because you've just been living with it.
Welcome to the Miracle Academy. This is your host, Scotty Cooper, and this is where miracles are expected. Welcome to the Miracle Academy podcast. This is your host, Scotty Cooper. Today, I have a special guest, Kim Champion. What's fun is that Kim's normally the one behind the camera. She's the COO, right, of the iLegendz network, which is a really cool network I'm a part of, but she's normally the one that's helping all this production. So it's fun to have you in front of the camera this time.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure to be here. I'm a little nervous today, but I'm really glad to be a part of the Miracle Academy today.
Awesome. So let's hear a little bit about your story. What got you into doing all the things you're doing now? And yeah, because I'm interested to hear that as well.
Definitely. So I got started with iLegendz literally from the beginning. CEO of the company is Marco Champion, and he's actually been a guest here on the show before. And so I started as the COO. In the beginning, I was just helping out, like whenever he needed help. But then as things started really getting busy and we really became like a brand and a household name almost, I really just took it upon myself to become the COO and help with all of the back end of the businesses. You know how it is, especially since you are like the office advisor right here.
Yeah, director.
Office director of business, exactly. And so with iLegendz for like 2 years, I dropped out of school actually when things got really, really busy. And that was something that I had kept a secret from my mom for actually like a year.
Wow.
Before she had found out. So that was an interesting story right there. But throughout my journey with the iLegendz network, we've like expanded, we've built, we've grown so much, and a lot of amazing connections has happened because of it. Yeah. You being one of them, we've been able to connect through the iLegendz network, and I've been able to learn about chiropractic, which I literally had no idea was even a thing. Like I just thought, oh, when people get in like car accidents, like they go to the chiropractor to like fix whatever problems that they interfered with. So that's what I thought, and I literally, my life has been completely changed since becoming a Cooperstown practice member.
So with you and your passion of like making the leap to like leaving school to pursue this, what was that like? Like what were you feeling at that time to make that decision?
So I was feeling really unsure, of course, because I was like, I'm gonna just take this leap of faith. The reason why I stopped going to school, and it was really abrupt too. I was like, oh, I'm going to school, I'm gonna get my degree. But then one day I was in a chemistry class and I was like, why am I here? Like I could be doing like so much more impact, really helping the world. I felt like school at the time was like almost this bubble world where you could like experiment and try new things and like not have any repercussions for it, or like not really actually have that impact. So I was like, you know what, I'm ready. And so just right there and then I got up, I told this person behind me, I'm never coming back to class and you will never see me again here at the school.
Oh, wow.
And he didn't think I was serious. He's like, all right, I'll see you tomorrow. I was like, okay, bye. I left and literally didn't go back, didn't tell my mom. I would leave every day from my mom's house because I was living with her at the time. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to school. I would literally go with Marco. We would go to like a Starbucks. This was like in the beginning stages, and like we were just like building the business together. Then eventually we were able to get our office in downtown, and we expanded the business to Arizona. And now we're just at this place where things are scaling and it's super exciting.
That's incredible. I think you and I are a lot alike, that the fact that like you like plan the thing out and then you're the one that like executes it.
Yeah, like the fact that I'm even on a podcast right now where I'm just speaking from the heart and I'm not like planning every single word is just like amazing.
Yeah. But it's cool because I feel like, you and I do that a lot. Like you do that for iLegendz. I do that a lot for Cooperstown, right? We're similar in the fact that we're like integrators. We're the one that take the vision and create it into something.
Yeah, 1000%. We read the book Rocket Fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's where I got that from.
Yeah, exactly. So like we're the integrators.
Right.
Ken Cooper is the visionary, right, for Cooperstown, and Marco's definitely the iLegendz visionary.
Right.
And so when you're really like honed in on what you do and what your role is, you can stay in your own lane, at the same time work together in like this harmonious balance to make things happen. Just like hit your goals, crush it.
That's so cool. I mean, that's exactly. So for those that haven't read Rocket Fuel, in Rocket Fuel, it's this book where they talk about a visionary and an integrator relationship. So the visionary is the one that has the plans for what this looks like. Normally it's like a business. Mm-hmm. And the integrator is the one that makes that happen. So that is what Kim does definitely at all these, every time we film, she's the one making it happen and helping out with that.
Yeah, I'm like doing more of the planning, the execution and stuff. But it's funny because Marco, he's literally the face. Like he's in front of the camera. He's like super outgoing in front of the camera. I'm like super shy in front of the camera. Oh my gosh. And so doing things like this is really a good way for me to get outside my comfort zone and try new things.
Absolutely. So you talked about your life really changing after coming here and connecting with us, and now your whole team has been a practice member, which is really cool to me because it shows that, like, you know, when you work with other people, like if they really believe in your mission and what you're doing, then they'll like partake in it.
Yeah.
And that's like what's so cool is that your whole team has done that.
Exactly.
And I think that kind of speaks to the connection we've made with our different businesses, is that we align so much that that connection's possible.
Yeah, we have even had our team members from Arizona fly out here just to get a whole assessment, consultation done, figure out what was going on, and that really helped her, and she wasn't even able to become like a regular practice member because she lived far away.
Right. Yeah, that is amazing. But how has your life changed since you've been a practice member?
So my life, like before chiropractic, I would just go to like the regular Western medicine doctors, like my pediatrician. I had a dermatologist. Growing up throughout my life, I had like a lot of skin problems, hip aches, like at a super young age, like around 13, 14 years old, always having like hip cramps, around like my menstrual cycle, like, oh my gosh, like breast aches and like everything. So it was just like a big game changer after I started getting adjusted, because I realized that my body was not supposed to be functioning like that. Like I was not supposed to be in so much pain. Like I should be able to stand throughout the day for like long periods of time without my feet aching. And so I think that visibly, like I could see a difference just based on like my skin feeling like really good, not as like dry and like cracky. And then also like my health physically wise, I'm able to work out more consecutively and like do more in my workouts because I just like feel stronger and I'm not as sore as long. Because when I would get into my fitness journey back in the day, I would always like work out one day and have to stop for literally like 2-3 days because I would be so sore. And now I'm realizing it's just because I was working out muscles on top of all this subluxation that I was having, right? And I would just like literally be incapacitated like afterwards. Mm-hmm. So now I'm able to literally work like 4 times straight consecutive out of the week without feeling like all of those body aches and pains. I actually just got adjusted like right before this episode, so I feel like super good.
That's awesome. Yeah, so one of the things you said is about a subluxation. For those that don't know, that haven't watched the 30 other episodes, what a subluxation is when a bone in the neck or spine is out of place, right? And you guys you've been able to learn about this, and you've learned how, you know, the brain is supposed to send the message through the nerves to wherever it needs to go. Mm-hmm. And your body's supposed to heal, it's supposed to function. But when you have that interference, it can't work appropriately. So you and I were talking about this a little bit earlier, that you were finding that things that you thought were normal weren't actually normal. Exactly. Right? Like a lot of people don't know. They're like, oh, well, I thought it was normal to only go to the bathroom like once a day or once every few days. And that's like one of the biggest like mind blows to most people, is like we tell them that in their first day and they're like, wait, what?
Yeah, that definitely was me my first day. We got a consultation. I was like, Oh my gosh, it was first for Marco, and because we were like, Marco definitely needs it. He got ran over by a car, he has subluxation all over his body. Let's go ahead and get him Cooperstown Chiropractic adjustments. During his consultation, I was like, check that off my list, check that off my list, check that off my list. Because I was like, those are all things that I have in my life and in my body. And so I was like, dang, now I'm coming to the realization that I'm actually the person who needs to be sitting in that chair and like hearing all of this information. And so, yeah, now that I've been like here at Cooperstown, we come as often as possible since we're out in San Diego. We do drive up like an hour and a half, 2 hours just to come see you guys, and it's worth every second.
That's awesome. What has it done emotionally for you, like having these things getting better in your body and your whole team? Like, how's it also done for like production of all you guys? Because now you guys are all, you know, living differently and being healthier.
Well, for myself, definitely I've seen a bunch of improvements. Just like I remember before coming to Cooperstown, I was having a lot of like hair loss. I was just having, you know, like my skin problems, like I said. Bowel movements were not regular like how they are now. And then of course the aches and pains. Just overall, like emotionally, that affected me back then. And I didn't realize that that was actually affecting me in other areas of my life. Even like productivity, I was more tired and groggy and more irritable because like obviously I just had no more like water to overfill in my cup, you know? But emotionally wise for me, I feel like seeing Kim Cooper and all the other doctors here getting adjusted doesn't even not only like help me physically, but also like spiritually and mentally as well.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So this is the Miracle Academy, right? So I always like to hear about like what's a miracle that you've seen either here within yourself or with one of our team members, or what's your miracle?
So my miracle, I've definitely seen countless miracles here. Like I came in here not realizing like how much I needed to see my own improvement in terms of my physical health. So just coming to that realization alone that I wasn't functioning at 100%, I wasn't even functioning at 50%, you know, at the time that I started. And so that alone is just a miracle, having that realization that sometimes you think you're fine, but in reality, it's just because you've just been living with it for so long and you don't know anything different. And so that in itself is a miracle. But I've seen and I've heard stories of every single person who has came through here have seen life-changing results, even like personally, and my team members who in fact just had like huge breakthrough and emotionally, physically, spiritually, all of those things just before this episode, had some amazing awakening. So miracles are happening every day here, and I think that me being able to help you guys just like spread that message through the iLegendz network has been a blessing.
That's awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for being here today. And so for people that want to follow you and your story, where do they find you?
You can find me at Kim the Champion on Instagram and iLegendz Network on Instagram as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being a guest. You did great, you know, being in front of the camera this time.
Thank you.
But, you know, this is the Miracle Academy podcast, and I'm your host, Scotty Cooper, and this is where miracles are expected. That's her. That's it.
God, just cut that out. Just leave it on the floor. Jesse, just cut that out.
We're going to say something?
No. Cut this